Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the course that is nothing but management for the program of mechanical engineering and electrical engineering. So we have to start. Program name, that is mechanical engineering and electrical engineering. Okay. Name of the course, that is nothing but management. Course code, that is 22509. Semester, that is 5th. Okay, so the program name of that particular course management is for mechanical engineering and electrical engineering. The course name is nothing but management. Course code, it is nothing but 22509 and semester it is nothing but the 5th. This course is having course evaluation in terms of online examination of 70 marks. Online examination of 70 marks. Only theoretical evaluation should be there for the subject management, and we should be having the 70 marks. That is theory online examination of 70 marks. Okay, so in this lecture we are going to discuss now the syllabus of this course management. So we have to start. Course name, that is management. Course name, that is management. Course code, that is 22509. 22509. Okay, so here we start. We have first unit number first, that is introduction to managerial skills and concepts. Introduction to managerial skills and concept. The unit number first will be there, that is introduction to managerial skills and concepts. So in this unit we are going to discuss the basic parts, that is nothing but first we will discuss the definition of management. Definition of management. Second, we will discuss about the management characteristics. Then we are going to discuss the functions of management. Functions of management. Then the types of planning and its various steps. Then the types of organizing and its steps. Then we have the last point, that is functional areas of management. That is functional areas of management. Okay, so the management unit number 1, it should be nothing but the introduction to the managerial skills and concept. Okay, in that the contents of that unit number first, it was the definition of management, the management characteristics, functions of management, types of planning and its steps, types of organizing and its steps, and the last one, that is functional areas of management. This unit, it should be contains 12 hours of teaching, and should be carries the 14 marks. 12 hours of teaching and you should be having the 14 marks. Okay, so unit number 1, you should be having the basics of management. According to that, we will discuss its characteristics, its functions, its types, that is types of planning, types of organizing, and the functional areas of management. So this is all about the unit number first for management subject. Okay, so the second one, that is nothing but unit number 2. The unit number 2, that is planning and organizing. Planning and organizing at supervisory level. Planning and organizing at supervisory level. So at a supervisory level, what the planning and organizing should be done by that particular supervisor, it should be having the same contents as the unit number 1. Over here, the unit number 2, it should be carries 8 hours of teaching and it should be having the 12 marks. It should be having the 8 hours of teaching and should be carried, it should be carried the 14 marks also. 8 hours of teaching and it should be carries the 14 marks. Okay, so the main contents of this unit, it should be having the 2 major parts, that is nothing but the planning and organizing. So the unit number 2, it should be divided into 2 parts. The first one, nothing but, let us suppose it should be marked as A, that is planning. It should be nothing but the planning. The main contents of plannings are The first one, that is the planning by supervisor. For planning that supervisor should be do is the first point of this planning part. The second one is nothing but the planning activities detailing and following each step, The third one, that is C, is nothing but prescribing standard forms for various activities. Prescribing standards for various activities. The standard forms should be generated by a supervisor to achieve the accurate functions of management. So the last part is nothing but the budgeting of materials, and manpower requirement. So in the first part of this unit number 2, that should be having the planning part. Now the planning part should be carries the various functions by their supervisor should be do for successful completion of that particular operation. So the first contents are planning by that supervisor. The supervisor must be do some planning before the implementation of work, planning activities, detailing and following of each step. The planning activities should be in the written format, the detailing of that particular process and the following of each step. The various steps are to be followed by that supervisor. The third functions or third content should be nothing but the prescribing of standard forms for various activities. Each and every activity done by that industrial level, it should be having some written format, and this should be called as the standard forms to complete a particular operation. The last one, that is nothing but the budgeting and materials. The budgeting requirement, the materials requirement should be, and as well as the manpower requirement of that particular operation is to be submitted to the higher authority with that supervisory level. So this is the first part of unit number 2, that is nothing but the planning. The next part is nothing but organizing at supervisory level. Next part is nothing but, that is B, organizing at supervisory level. Now this should be contains the first one, organizing the resources. The second one is nothing but matching human needs with the work. The third one, allotment of tasks. per individuals capabilities. So the unit number 2, second part is nothing but organizing at supervisory level. The organization function should be having various processes according with the planning level. So the organizing functions mainly contains these 3 functions on which we will be discussed in a detail. The first one, that is nothing but organizing the resources. The most important part while organizing any function is that we have to be organize the resources available in that industry, so that we will be taken an important review regarding with the resources available. As per that one, we have to be find out the quantity to be required of particular manpower, particular materials, or particular processes in our functions. The second one is nothing but the matching human needs with the work. The matching human needs, it should be identifying how many manpower should be required to complete the particular task within the stipulated time period. So the matching human needs is the most important parameter while organizing the supervisory level functions. The third one, that is nothing but the allotment of tasks as per individual capabilities. Means what? The workers available at supervisory level or the workers available at working level, they should be allotted according with the individual capabilities of that particular persons. So the smoothly industrial work should be carried out to complete the industrial target as per a stipulated time period. Okay, so it is the unit number 2, that is planning and organizing at supervisory level. Okay, so we will moving further. The third part. The third part is nothing but once again another function of management. Another function of management, that is directing and controlling at supervisory level. Directing and controlling at supervisory level. This unit also carries the 8 hours of a teaching and should be carries a 14 marks. 8 hours of teaching and should be carries the 14 marks. Okay, the main contents regarding with directing functions are directing functions. In that, the first one, that is the need of direction. Need of direction and instructions to the subordinates. Instructions to the subordinates. Okay, the first function regarding with unit number 3, that is nothing but directing and controlling at supervisory level. The first function, it should includes the need of directions and instructions to the subordinates. Means it is important to direct and giving an instructions to moving further a particular operation. So it is important to need a particular directing instructions of a particular process. The second one is nothing but the personal counseling advanced methods and procedures. The third one, that is nothing but elaborating decisions disciplinary actions and reviews. So these are the three main functions of directing, that is need of directions and instructions to the subordinates to complete a particular task in a stipulated time period or without any error. It is important to need a direct or instruct to the subordinates within that particular industry. The second one, that is nothing but the personal counseling, advanced methods and procedures. The information about the personal counseling of a particular section or particular department, it is also important to motivate that particular group for the company's work. The advanced methods and procedures are to be implemented in that industry so that the workers' efforts are minimized, and according to that we will be get to more production, we will get more profit. The third one, that is nothing but the elaborating decisions, disciplinary actions and reviews. Over here, the decisions which will be taken by the higher authority, it should be elaborated to the workers and subordinates. According to that, the main aim of that particular work and how it should be done with the help of a particular processes is to be elaborated over here. The disciplinary actions, if the persons, it should be going in another way or it should not be follow the steps which are defined by the industry, then the disciplinary actions should be accountable for that particular persons. And the reviews, the first function it should be carried out, then what was that feedback, a particular feedback from that ground level, it should be also taken for the directing and instructing a particular group or particular workers. So it is the functions of directing functions. Now the second part, that is nothing but the controlling function. Second part, that is controlling function. So it should be having the first one, the managerial control. And the second one, that is a controlling methods of processes. So over here, the controlling function should be carried out with the help of managerial control. The respective department manager should be defined a particular work, and according to that, the particular functions, it should be carried out with a perfect defined formula or perfect defined method. Then the controlling methods of particular process, it is also observed to carry out the removal of error or the removal of particular fault. because if the controlling function should be smoothly running out, then it is less chances of accidents as well as to increase the productivity of that particular industry. So over here the controlling function should be carried out with the help of two main subtopics, that is managerial control and the controlling methods of processes. Next unit, that is nothing but unit number 4. That is nothing but the safety management. Safety management. It is also having the 8 hours of teaching. Should be carries the 14 marks. So the main contents of these units are: the first one, need of safety management. Need of safety management. Second one, general measures of safety management. The third one, that is nothing but the definition of accident, its various types, causes and remunerations, The fourth one, that is nothing but fire hazards. Fire hazards, fire and drill. The last one, that is safety procedure. And the last one, that is work permits. So in the safety management unit, we will be discuss these various topics regarding with safety. The first one, that is need of safety management. What is the safety management and how it becomes compulsory or it becomes necessary to safety ourselves or a particular industrial area while going on the procedures. Then the general measures which are generally used in almost all industries for the safety management. Then the definition of accident, what is meant by the particular accident, its various types, causes of that particular accident, and the compensation which should be given by that company for a particular accident we will be discussed in this third topic. The fourth one, it is nothing but the fire hazards and the fire drill. It is also one type of accident which should be occurs in various industries, and how it should be compensated, that one we will be discussed. The next one, that is nothing but the safety procedures which are generally carried out while the working culture should be there. And the last one, that is work permits. What is meant by work permit, how it should be taken and how it should be completed. That is nothing but the last topic of this unit number 4. So this is how safety management should be carried, the 8 hours of teaching and the 14 marks. Then the last point should be nothing but, the last unit is nothing but the legislative acts. The last point or the last minute of this course is nothing but legislative acts. Unit number 5, legislative acts should be carried should carry 12 hours of teaching and 12 marks also. 12 hours of teaching and 12 marks. The generally 4 major acts we should be having. The first one, this unit also having the 2 sections. The first one you should be having what is meant by acts, that is necessity of acts. Necessity of acts, the important definitions, and its various provisions, main provisions we have to be discussed over here. And the second part should be having the 4 industrial acts. 4 industrial acts, that is nothing but the first one, Indian Factory Act. The second one should be nothing but Industrial Dispute Act. The third one, that is Workman Compensation Act. And the last one, that is Minimum Wages Act. So, unit number 5, that is nothing but the legislative acts. The unit name was legislative acts. Should be carries 12 hours of teaching and 12 marks. Should be having the 2 sections. The first section should be contains the necessity of acts, important definitions of that particular act, and the main provisions of that act. The second part should be contains the various industrial acts, that is Indian Factory Act, Industrial Dispute Act, Workman Compensation Act, and Minimum Wages Act. These 4 acts, according with their history, their use, and how and when it should be, this act should be works, we have discussed while discussing the unit number 5. So this is how the management subject will be there, or the management course will be there, having total 5 units. We should be carries the different methodologies and the main contents of total management course. So we will be discuss in a detail this course in next few days, okay, or next sessions also. So thank you everyone. You should be write all these content points in your notebook. So we will discuss each and every unit in a detail. Okay, thank you very much.